Welcome back everyone to another edition of Figures from the Attic. Today we're back with another figure unboxing and review, this time of Drew McIntyre. And this is Drew McIntyre from Mattel Elite Series 123, good old 123. It came in the same set as the new Demolition Axe and Smash figures. You get Great Khali, Nikki Bella, Roman Reigns, and of course Drew McIntyre. Now I do have another Drew McIntyre Elite, but it's a bit older. It's the one that he came out with when he was still like a big baby face. I think he was the champion during the pandemic era. I want to say it's around that time where he was coming out with the sword and he would kind of plant the sword in the ground. So that was kind of during his babyface run. This is more of a modern Drew McIntyre where he's a heel and he just looks a little more menacing. So I'm going to bring out my other Drew McIntyre later to kind of see how it compares. But let's get this one opened up. Something that struck me about this one also is that it comes with a breakaway table, which back in the Jakks Pacific days, a lot of the figures back then would come with tables. Those were very, very common, but I don't see them very often, if ever, with Mattel. This, I believe, is the first Mattel table that I've ever gotten from any figure unboxing. So that'll be interesting to see how this compares to the Jakks ones. But here is Drew McIntyre. As you can see, he looks very large in that plastic packaging. He just looks like a very intimidating guy, and rightfully so. You also get a wrench. That's a callback to his Hell in a Cell match against CM Punk. So that's an interesting accessory. You get a wrench and a table, and you get 2 extra sets of hands. I think one is specific for the wrench. I think that one is meant. The fingers are curled a little bit differently than they are in the microphone holding hands. I think that that's specific for the wrench. So it's interesting that they went ahead and did that for us. But Drew McIntyre itself, he's got black and green tights, as you can see there. He does have the studded belt look up top, the same kind of style in the knee pads where the studs go down the sides on the knee pad with the red and black. You get Drew McIntyre's head with the hair flipped back. You know, a lot of times he kind of has it in his face or off to the sides. This one is flipped back, like he just went ahead and did one of those and is ready for the 1, 2, 3, the Claymore. So it looks good. I mean, it looks exactly like Drew McIntyre. No complaints on the resemblance there. Definitely very accurate. Something I don't like is a paint smudge right there on the arm. If I had seen this guy on the pegs, because I ordered this online, I didn't get them from a store. If I had seen that, I probably would have skipped it and tried to get another one that didn't have it. But even if I saw it at the store, I don't think I'd be able to tell because it's in the back. So that's just one of those kind of look of the draw type things. It is what it is. Not a big deal. And when he's displayed, you're not going to be able to see it. So honestly, who cares? But I did mention that I do have another Drew McIntyre. Wanted to bring that one out. So this is the one that I have originally. This is another awesome figure. Let's see, height-wise, interesting. As you can tell, the old one is taller than the new one. I mean, I guess that's pretty realistic because as you get older, they say that you shrink a little bit. But yeah, as you can tell, the old one is significantly taller than the new one. That's something I did not expect. The skin tone is different as well. This one is a little more of a red skin tone, and this is more of a little yellow skin tone. He actually, I mean, compared to this one, he almost looks a little jaundiced. What do you think? The new one almost looks a little jaundiced. He does definitely look more yellow, which is an interesting choice. They both have equally good head scans. They're both very obviously Drew McIntyre. But I think overall, I prefer the original, which is kind of sad because you get new action figures, especially if it's a duplicate character. You get them because you want to increase the look of that character in your collection. You want to have kind of the ultimate representation of that figure in your collection. So you're kind of chasing, oh, is this one better than the one I already have? Is this one better? In this case, I don't think it's better, which is sad, but that's kind of what happens in the wrestling collecting game. As far as the table, let's see, how does it go? Does it break easily? Ooh, no, it does not. One more time, let's see. Oh, whoa, that is a very strong table. Does it break? As you can see, it does have the split going down the back, of course the front. It's all black, which is interesting. The tables that I would used to get with jacks had the black legs with the brown top, but these are all black. They do have the WWE logo on them, and they're not breaking very easily. Let's see if maybe a power bomb will do it. Boom. Okay, so the legs fell off, but the table stayed intact. There it goes. Okay, so it does break. It just takes a little finagling. But I'm not here to review a table. I'm here to review the figure. And unfortunately, it's not as good as the one I already had. Not nearly as good, I would say. It's shorter. The skin tone is a little odd. And I would say the attire is the same as the other one. The other one's blue, this one's green, whatever. As an overall score, I really can't go any higher than maybe a 7.5 on this one. Not bad by any means, but pretty run-of-the-mill, pretty standard as far as a wrestling figure goes. Not bad, not great. 7.5 out of 10. As always, I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for more.